Welcome back. All right, so we've got some more news to report, and I fully expect that this will happen. There'll be multiple news videos per day for a while here as the trade winds start to blow. Now, what happens is you get guys signed a contract, then you bring them into training camp, and then you figure out, all right, here's what we want to change. Or maybe you've been working the phones with the general manager, and now that it's training camp, yeah, now's a good time. So, Zack Sanford has been traded to the Ottawa Senators. Going the other way, Logan Brown to St. Louis. We knew Logan Brown, his time in Ottawa was short, and so he signed that contract, probably understanding that by signing that contract, it made it easier for Ottawa to trade him, right, rather than as an RFA. There's also a conditional 2022 fourth-round pick. That draft pick disappears if Logan Brown plays more than 30 games. If Logan Brown appears in more than 30 games for St. Louis would be very happy with that deal, and then there's no draft pick. So, Zack Sanford, a member of the Senators, as the Sens start to add players, and clearly they view that their rebuild is done, and they're trying to beef up the lineup a little bit. And I just mean like adding NHL level players, and I guess Sanford's played enough to qualify as an NHL veteran, hasn't he? So, yeah, they add a veteran player. They trade out a young player that wasn't working out with in the Ottawa organization. And for St. Louis, they get a low-cost player in Brown who has some upside. At this stage, I would say third-line center might be the ceiling for him. Probably fourth line, or maybe he ends up on the wing. We'll see what St. Louis does with him, right? But, yeah, so that deal gets done. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comment section below. In Toronto news, John Tavares, during the offseason, hosted players-only kind of getaway to discuss the season that was and everything that fell apart. And I will say this, that it is important that players take ownership of this themselves. The team can say whatever it wants, and fans can demand whatever they want, but if the players have kind of a blasé, yeah, it's fine, we did as well as we could, oh well, we'll try again next year kind of attitude, you're not going to see any improvement. So we'll see how things go for Toronto, and of course, there's the special that releases on the 1st. There's the All or Nothing little series with the Maple Leafs, and all of the reviews I've seen of people who've seen it say it's amazing. So there's a lot that goes on in locker rooms. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes we may not know about. And I think these kinds of specials can be very good. I think the stories that kind of show how these guys are just humans, a lot of them, they're just kids, I think it can help. I think it gives a good perspective for us as fans on it as well. There's been some training camps cut down a little bit. Calgary's trimmed their roster down to 51. There was nobody of consequence there. Players basically being sent mostly back to their junior teams. Same thing for Carolina, who trimmed their roster to 47. So we're seeing the roster starting to get trimmed down a little bit. There are some teams that have split squad games coming up, though, and I'll be talking about that in the preview for tomorrow's games, because we have 9, but one of them is a doubleheader. So split squads are a thing, and if you're a Seattle fan, no worries. It's exactly the same as it is in baseball, where you have basically enough players to form 2 teams, and so, yeah, they can play separately. So while it may appear that Nashville and Florida play twice tomorrow, it may appear that San Jose is in 2 places at the same time, the reality is it's split squads, and then we see dramatic cut downs of rosters after those are done. Out of training camp news today, or practice news today, out of Detroit, Jacob Vrana, his first practice of the season, and he hurt his shoulder. So that's going to be reevaluated tomorrow. They're not saying much about it now. We'll see what happens with Vrana. But that's not the kind of start you want for your build up to the season. But maybe he's just building some drama here. Maybe that's all I hope. Anyways, so we'll see how Vrana does. And we'll find out tomorrow how long he'll be out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as I said, regarding the trade or anything else that's on the board. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.